I love spelling. The way that spelling makes me feel, I'm going to try to help you understand. Okay, so I hear a word, and then I'm a very emotional speller, so I feel the word in my heart, and I ask it, how do you want to be spelled? And then when it feels right in my soul, I write it out, and then seeing it reflected back to me, it's just like every part of me is satisfied. That's how we all spell, right? Great. But I hate spelling bees, surprisingly, because to me, those aren't about true spelling, which is about, feeling and talking to the word. Spelling bees are about memorizing and like knowing that if it's like of Latin origin, it could have a silent M. That's very impressive what those kids do, but I don't care. And that's not true spelling. I did participate in a spelling bee, though, in 5th grade because we had a class-wide bee, which I obviously won. But then we had a school-wide bee, which I didn't win. My arch nemesis, Rosemary Phelps, won it. She was my nemesis. Thank you! Oh my God! Wow, honestly, I've always wanted that to happen and didn't realize it till just now. She was only my nemesis because her name was Rosemary and my name is Rose, and we both loved spelling. So that was the grounds. But the top 5 from our school got to go to regionals, which were obviously a big deal, if you couldn't already tell by the name regionals. I was super excited because we got to miss a day of school to go to another school and spell all day. And we got to go to Pizza Hut afterwards, which was fine. So about a week before the spelling bee, they sent all of us a sheet of paper that had 100 words on it that were supposed to be the words in the spelling bee, and we were supposed to memorize it, which obviously goes against everything that I stand for. So on principle, I refused to memorize the sheet of paper. I briefly skimmed it, was like, I feel good enough, and if I don't know how to spell one of these words from my soul in the moment, then I don't deserve to be the spelling bee champion. So I didn't expect to win because I figured, okay, whoever's parent makes their kid memorize the sheet of paper over and over and over again, they're gonna win. So what can I bring to the table? Well, I can hopefully bring my heart, I can bring some soul to the competition, and my main goal was just for my passion for spelling to really shine through. So we get there on the day, and to my complete delight, it turns out the spelling bee is taking place in the school's library, which obviously I'm the type of person who loves libraries. So this was a huge thrill, and an unexpected library in a day is like Christmas. So this was off to a really good start. So we get there, there's 25 seats set up for the contestants. We sit down, there's 3 judges facing us, and then seats for our parents behind them. So I sit down, I'm staring at the floor because I'm trying to contain my smile because it's embarrassing that I'm that excited about a spelling bee. So I'm staring at the floor trying not to smile. I see my mom in the audience gesture to me, and I was like, oh great, she's gonna give me a thumbs up. No, this was the day that I learned that you have to close your legs when you're sitting and wearing a dress. So she told me, Rose, close your legs. And I closed my legs, and then we were ready to start the spelling bee. And within the first 6 people eliminated, 4 of them were the rest of the kids from my school. So now I'm like, cool, I go to the dumbest school in the district, and now it's all up to me if we want to place. And if you didn't know, a very important thing with regionals is placing. So I was like, great, now it's all up to me. So it gets to my word, and the judge gives me the word agricultural. Now, I just skimmed that sheet of paper, but I knew enough to know agricultural begins with an A, so I think that's why I remembered it. The word on the paper was agriculture. So I asked her everything I was allowed to, kind of stalling for time, like can you use it in a sentence, definition, all that stuff, and she kept saying agricultural. So then I was like, I have a moral dilemma here. Do I spell the wrong word correctly because I know how to spell it because I'm a true speller, or do I do what I think they want me to do and do the memorized word? So I was like, I'm gonna spell the word that I was given because I know how to spell that word because I feel it. So I said, agricultural, how do you want to be spelled in my head? And it said, please get rid of that E. Please get rid of that E and replace it with an AL. So I said, okay, agricultural, AGRICULTURAL, agricultural. And the judge was following along on a piece of paper and said, I'm sorry, that was incorrect. Please take a seat, you've been disqualified. And I spelled that word correctly, just so you know, then and just now. But I didn't know at this age that grown-ups could be wrong and that you could tell them that they were wrong. So I just sat down defeated thinking, okay, all hope is lost. There's no justice in the world. Try not to cry. And then a hero emerged from the crowd. A dad from another school stood up and said, no, you gave her the wrong word. She spelled it right. And I looked up at him, and I had so much hope in my eyes. And as I'm looking up, another parent stands up and says, yeah, she spelled it right. And then another one. And I'm freaking out, like, oh my God, there's hope again. Finally, faith is restored in humanity. Until finally, the judge looks at me and says, is this true? Did you spell the word right? And I was so nervous, I could barely say anything. And I just said, yes. And she goes, you're back in the B. And everyone cheered. I should mention, my mom was there and said nothing. But I did go on to win 4th in the region, which meant that I placed, thank you, and I won a dictionary with my name engraved on it crooked. And I still have that dictionary, and it still has, those little bookmarks on pages where your favorite words are, right? No? Okay, cool. Thank you.
Oh, Rose Marziale, everybody.